And today we'll continue from where we stopped last time. We were discussing A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. I gave you the plot of the story, everything that happened. Then today we'll split it down to scene by scene. You know we have 5 scenes in this play. Act 5 acts. Each act has 2 scenes. Then in Act 1, Scene 1, it takes place in the palace of Theseus, that's the Duke. Why am I doing this? In a normal class, you're supposed to be reading this. I guess you know. So I advise you to talk to your brother or your friends. Let them be your reading partners. Read this through and through. If you don't read them, you cannot answer this question. I repeat, you cannot. So find someone to pair up with, to pick your characters and read them. And you master these lines, the words, so that you know any particular question, you know from the angle, from where it comes from. Okay, I will encourage you to do that. So that's why I'm repeating this, it's act by act. So let's remember what happened in Act 1. The wedding preparations. Helena's father comes to Duke to complain about the daughter. The Duke now gives her 4 days until the wedding to choose either to marry Demetrius or to exile herself into the monastery or to face death penalty. Then Scene 2, we see Queen's house, the artisans. They are deliberating on the drama to present during the Duke's wedding. Then we see Act 2, inside the wood, Oberon and Titania, they have a misunderstanding over a changeling. Alright? Oberon decides to squeeze the love juice on Titania's eye to make her behave stupidly in order to collect that changeling. Then again, okay, you see Act 2, Scene 2, another part of the wood. As Titania sleeps, Oberon squeezes that juice. Then when she wakes up, she sees a bottom that has the head of an ass and falls in love with the ass. Then we see, okay, in the other scene, while Demetrius and Helena quarrels, they sleep. Mistakenly, they adds the juice on Demetrius' eyes, on Lysander's eyes, thinking that it's supposed to be Demetrius, the one that is abandoning the person that loves him. Alright? So, mistakenly it is squeezed on Lysander's eyes. Then we see the act scene when Lysander wakes up, because they were sleeping apart. When he wakes up, he mistakenly falls in love with Helena instead of Hermia. Then we see Act 3. Act 3, Titania starts showing his love towards the ass when she wakes up. That's the bottom. And look, bottom is one of the artisans that are practicing for the drama. He was the unlucky one that was chosen by Puck. The head was turned into an ass. Then we see Act 2 of that, Scene 2 of Act 2. Hermia accuses Demetrius of knowing where Lysander, because she wakes up and starts looking for Lysander and couldn't find him. So when she now sees Demetrius, you are the one that kidnapped my love. Where is he? But he says he doesn't know. Then we now see again, they now grows apart. Demetrius and Lysander, they now challenges each other, because when Puck now sees that he has made a mistake, he now applies the same juice on Demetrius. The two of them now falls in love with the same girl. So the two of them challenges each other to a duel. Then we see Act 5, another part of the wood. Oberon now succeeds in taking the Indian child from Titania and now releases her from the spell. Then again, after Puck tricks them around the bush, he succeeds in removing the spell on Lysander's eyes, remaining only Demetrius, making Demetrius to still fall in love with Helena, and Lysander goes back to fall in love with Hermia. Alright, you see the next scene. The 5 artisans also, they were afraid now because Bottom is no longer with them. So immediately Bottom now come back because Oberon has released the spell. Then Bottom is also released of the spell. They now get ready for the play. Then we see Act 5. Okay, now before the last scene, we see the royal train where they want to go for hunting, you know, in preparation for the celebration of their wedding. So there they now encounter the two couples sleeping, where everything has been normalized. They now encounter them and they explain their own part of the story. Then the final act, we see the wedding celebration. The artisans now performed, and the wedded couple, the three of them wedded. We now see the three couples, the Duke and the Queen, Hippolyta, Demetrius and Helena, Lysander and Haman, the three couples, they now wedded. So they were entertained. After that, they now went to bed, and the fairies now comes out to, you know, they know how best to do, to bless them, to bless the couple. That's how the play ends, with the Pope giving us the closing remark. So that's act by act of how the play goes. All right. And remember last time I gave you an assignment from Act 1, Scene 1. I hope by now you must have your answers are ready, right? So if you have to go through your answers, let's do it now. The first question says, who made this statement? Remember from Act 1, Scene 1, when Helena is just kind of soliloquizing, making these comments about love. He doesn't love wisely, he loves carelessly, you know. He doesn't listen to his heart. He just go about and do whatever he likes because he loves carelessly. And then I ask you, who made this statement? The statement was made by Helena. Helena is the one that makes it. She's soliloquizing. Then the next question says, the literary device employed in line 1 is dash. That is line 1. What does it say? Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind. Love is not a human being, neither can it see. So you now say that love looks with the mind and not the heart. So love is not a human being. So love is personified, making the answer to be personification. Number 3, Cupid. Cupid means dash. It means God of love. That's the answer. Number 4 says, what is the rhyme scheme of the above lines? Let's check out the rhyme scheme. Line 1, it says, it has ending rhyme scheme. You have mind, blind, taste, haste, child, and beguiled. You see, A, B, B, C, C. So let's check it out. A, B, B, C, C. The answer is there, B. Then the last one says, wings and no eyes, figure on hidden haste. What does it mean? Wings and no eyes. It has wings but no eyes. Figure on hidden haste. What does it mean? It's describing the kind of love that Demetrius has for Hermia. Right, the answer is D, because it means flight without sight entails what? Recklessness. If you fly without seeing where you're going to crash. That's the answer. Alright, I hope you get all the answers correctly. Alright, we'll move on. And today, I've given you another extract from Act 4 this time. This time around, Act 4, Scene 1. You check it out, read it, digest it, and answer these questions. Alright, please do that carefully. Study it and answer the questions. So in our subsequent class, I would have loved us to do more of this, but it's not fun because we're not in the class. So I find it kind of somehow. But maybe we'll go on to treat some of this, or we'll move over to talk about the points we have for this term. Alright? Alright. Thank you. See you next class.